What is up, guys? Triple H Guy 2004 just back here. I'm going to do a few videos. It's going to be split up because it's easier for me to remember things during the days that they happen instead of doing one long video and trying to detail it in one long video. So I'm going to start with travel day. Actually, travel day and Friday will be the same because it's basically the same day. Because I left my house at 1 o'clock, I don't know, 2 o'clock at the bus station from New Hampshire on Thursday. I traveled down to Boston South Station on the Concord Trailways bus, and then I took a bus over to my buddy's house in Waltham, and then we waited till our other buddies got out of work, and we traveled to New York City, and it was a pretty nice ride. I slept most of the way. It's the way I am in cars, I guess. But we arrived probably like 3:30, something like that, Friday morning. Then we went back when we went to the hotel. We had to drop one of our friends off in Brooklyn, and then we drove out, and they drove us out to New Jersey, where our hotel was. And then we woke up Friday. Didn't do too much during the day Friday. Then we met up with my other buddy. I met up with my other buddy Kevin at Access. Went to Access. Hung out. Access was good. But I'm not gonna. I think the building was. I'll just say the Access building wasn't all from all the other Accesses I've been to. This building specifically was the crappiest of them all. And I mean that in the sense of that this building shouldn't be housing Access. Like, this building is literally for, like, ships coming into port. And, like, whether they're fixed or something like that. So, like, the conditions of the building are just of a warehouse. So it just looks like an abandoned warehouse, and you're in an abandoned warehouse. And, like, one of the rooms that part of Access was in was heated. And one of the part of it was just the elements of outside. So if it's cold out, you're cold. If it's really, really hot out, that room's going to be really, really hot. So there's no middle ground in that certain room. And that was where most of the Access signings were. So, I mean, if you look at the pictures from previous years and to this year, you might not notice much difference, but the people that attended, my friend specifically went Monday, and, Monday I didn't really do nothing other than Raw, so, I may do a video, I'm not sure, but anyways, so, Access building, not that great, but Access experience, for me, I like going to Access. I like meeting the wrestlers. I think, yeah, the waiting in line sucks, but sometimes waiting in line pays off. Because for me, Friday night, I went to the Shane McMahon VIP, and going to Access, the first thing you learn when you get a VIP is don't go. Like, I made the mistake, so I made the rookie mistake, so I've made it. And then the next year, my buddy's like, hey, don't go to your VIP right away. Go meet the GA people, and then, because you're guaranteed to meet that VIP person no matter what. Because they know how many tickets they sold, and they scan each ticket, so they know which tickets haven't come through the line yet. So, anyways, so I had the Shane McMahon VIP, so I met a lot of the GA people. I stood in line. It is the game, so I stood in line originally for Trish Stratus. That's basically the main person that I wanted to meet. Jimmy Uso and Jacqueline was also in that lineup. There might have been somebody else, I can't remember. But anyways, it really doesn't matter. But that's the main persons I wanted to meet. I was in that line for a good long time. But unfortunately, the line, when I got there, it was probably about 45 minutes into the session. Because I went and waited in the previous line. I waited in for Kurt Angle. I got Kurt Angle, and yeah, Kurt Angle was basically the main person in that lineup that I really wanted to meet. Oh, Killian Dane, I met half of Sanity. And I don't know, Mustafa Ali was in that line, maybe Mustafa Ali. Anyway, so I was waiting in the line for the Usos and Trish Stratus, and unfortunately they changed out the lineup during that. So I was almost up meeting Trish Stratus, and I met Trish last year at WrestleCon with Lita, and so I didn't meet her this year to get the autograph to complete getting an autograph and picture with the wrestler like I like to do, and get my book signed. Maybe I'll show the autographs in another video of what I got signed in my encyclopedia. Anyways, I got Kurt Angle, and then in that line, the switch up, out came the first guy was Chad Gable, and I was like, all right, Chad Gable's good. He's a current guy. I like Chad Gable. Nothing wrong with Chad Gable. Like him as a wrestler. Think he's a great tag team wrestler. Wouldn't mind him on his own. So I was okay with that. So I met Chad. Chad was great. And then out came, so they did different little entrances. You know, they came out to Kurt and they woke up and, you know, came out and, you know, took the cheer. Or, you know, if people liked him, they cheered him. They didn't like him, I guess they booed him. Out came, the second person was, maybe that was Ali. I don't remember. But anyways, the third person was the Honky Tonk Man. And I was just like, ugh. It wasn't that I didn't want to meet the Honky Tonk Man. Not that I don't like him. It was just like, not who I was expecting at that moment. So maybe I had my hopes up too much at that point. And then the last person that came out was the person who I went to that access session. One of the persons I went to that access session to want to meet was Rey Mysterio. So it ended up working out in my favor, waiting in that line, because then I didn't have to go and hop into the Rey Mysterio line, which would have been filled up from the previous people getting in said line, if you get my drift. So I met Rey Mysterio, and he was great. Oh, before Rey Mysterio, sorry, I remember what I wanted to say in this. I met friggin' Daivari. The Daivari that came out with Muhammad Hassan. Not everybody I said I met Daivari. I don't know. There's a 205 Live. His brother's on 205 Live right now. Cool. I don't care. This isn't about his brother. Sean Daivari, the guy that came out with Muhammad Hassan. The guy's a prick. I don't care. Everybody could have had the greatest meeting in the world, but I'm the one that called him out on his shit. So he might have changed his tactics after meeting me, because the guy was sitting there almost the whole time he was out there on his phone, and he didn't care to be out there. He just took the booking just for a little extra money, or he was in town and they asked him and he said, sure, I'll laze around for 2 hours, whatnot. And that's what he intended to do. And the proof of that is the guy had these, which are access session things. And this is his, I think. This is his, so this is an access sheet. So if you don't have anything for the wrestler to sign that you're meeting at access in those sessions at the tables, because they have 4 wrestlers at a table and you go meet them, and you just go down the line and you meet them. So you get these, and he had like 30 of these pre-done, so he didn't have to do anything, so he could sit there on his phone. And when I first saw him, I thought it was like he was just, you know, texting whoever, you know, significant other, whatever, you know, just got to access, blah, 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 doing the signing, see you later, I'll be here, then whatever, I'll text you when I'm done. And so he had like 30 of these things made up, but during the whole thing, I was looking over at him, and he kept looking at his phone, kept looking at his phone, kept watching a video. I saw a couple people walk by him, they noticed the same thing, and they didn't say nothing, but I don't know. Maybe it was just waiting in that line and just a bad vibes from the guy. I went kind of like he used to, kind of crazy on him, you know, like a heel. I was like, I hope your YouTube videos are, you know, more entertaining than, you know, meeting people here, here at Access that come out and stand in this line. Maybe, you know, might want to give them a little bit more attention, basically, is what I said to him. And he was like, you want me to sign something for you? And I was like, nah, don't bother. And so I went, and then the next person was Rey Mysterio, who made well up for that and was better than he ever will be. And I don't even know why friggin' Daivari was even at Access. But anyways, so went through Access. This video is a little longer than I wanted to be. But went through Access and went and went up and met with my buddy Brian, who's from Scotland, Brian Miller, and met him over at the Shane McMahon VIP. Yeah. So that was Friday night Access. Did I do anything after that? Oh, I just stayed.